Well, it appears the new media narrative has officially been unfurled and thrust into the zeitgeist because what we see now with those of the media apparatchiks, the political pundits who work within the legacy media and the corporate press, well, they're now running with a new talking point. And what could that be? Well, it's a simple one, in fact. Apparently, the new thing for Democrats is calling your opposition weird. And the thing is, I heard this from a couple of people, and then I was like, oh, it's very clear that the NPC firmware update went out, the marching orders had been received, and now you're going to run with the next set of talking points. And if you need an example of that, well, let's go ahead and take a look at this compilation of the media class proving they're nothing more than mouthpieces for the powerful.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Super weird idea from J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate, they're weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
He said a lot of things that are weird, a weird style that he brings, weird policies. Let's start with the weird thing, because it is a thing.
Just plain weird.
What was weird was talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
You ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird to me that an adult can go through 6.5 years of being in the public eye. If he has laughed, it's at someone, not with someone. That is weird behavior.
Weird and cultish.
These are weird people on the other
He
side.
kind of doubled down on his weird ideas.
I think weird is probably generous.
Simply weird. These guys are just plain weird.
Vance as weird?
You know, as the campaign said, weird.
It really is just plain weird.
J.D. Vance, plain weird.
I mean, I don't know how else you could read it.
Weird. It is kind of weird.
We're not afraid of weird people.
The other side, they're just weird. Why are you being so weird?
Vance has done something more extreme, more weird.
No matter what kind of weird stuff they keep saying.
Trump and Vance are just weird, in addition to being dangerous to democracy.
That's the weird part that's the most engaging.
Whom he addressed as my beautiful Christians, which was super weird.
Weird tech bro, J.D. Vance.
He's a weird guy.
J.D. Vance, uneasy and sort of weird.
Frankly, for lack of a better word, that he's weird.
Sarcastic remarks that aren't even funny, and he kind of shows that he can't really deliver a one-liner.
So, Sam, weird is the word here in terms of initial impressions from Vance to the American public.
Would you honestly need any other examples provided to you to show that this is an astroturfed propagandistic talking point meant to sell you a narrative? Oh, you do? Well, don't worry, my friend. Just wait. There's more. Here we see from the Huffington Post, Democrats are using this one weird trick to attack Republicans. Opponents of Donald Trump have called him a threat to democracy, but lately they've been saying he and his allies are just weird. It is quite literally high school level drama politics. That is what you're seeing unfold. Kamala Harris steps into the frame, and they start calling Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Trump supporters weird. This is quite literally Mean Girls shit. If you've ever seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. It's good. What are you doing? Anyways, moving on. Now here we see why calling Trump and Vance weird works. The best way to deal with a bully is to deflate and disempower them. And that is most certainly true, but it's just so obvious the fact of what we're seeing here is the idea of creating the framework of exclusivity within a mindset once again, because as we see Democrats being tarred, smeared, and feathered so consistently by the implementation of their policies, and thus people reacting to them because nothing good has come from it. And what we can understand is that, well, you need to rebrand, and there's no better way to do this than to reamp the fires of your targeting of your opposition to draw people's eyes from your dimly lit flame that is dwindling into nothing to that of what you have castigated onto your opposition as you throw the flamethrowers and all of the fuel that you have left at them rather than trying to bolster yourself. Very clearly trying to make sure they're going out of their way on the attack to avoid people actually focusing on Kamala Harris specifically. And that's a big thing that you can actually talk to people about that do support Kamala Harris. You can ask, what is it that you know about her? What is it that you are so sold on about her policies or her previous actions that have made you believe that this is a person who is worthy of serving as president? And then you'll get that blank stare because there's nothing. They haven't actually been selling you on the merits of Kamala Harris herself because of her standards that she was able to, let's say, achieve throughout her time within that of the halls of government. No, what they're doing consistently is throwing her into the landscape and then operating on this mean girls bullshit to try and make sure that we can tar and feather our opposition because they're just weird, you see. Jumping on to Politico, we see opinion. JD Vance has a bunch of weird views on gender. Oh, when you say weird views on gender, do you quite literally mean like every single other right-winger or every single person that had any mindset on thinking about these things before the past 10 years had unfurled? Because realistically, every single person essentially thought the exact same thing about this set of processes, like, I don't know, gender and how that operates on the standard of sexuality as well, until basically 5 minutes ago when the progressives ripped the rug out from everyone's feet on the cultural front and then told them that, no, that thing that everyone's been operating on throughout all of human history, you don't understand. That's not actually how it works. Here, we, the noble and valiant people who know better, will be able to give you the framework of how you are supposed to operate. In the process, restructuring civil society, and you will then have to do as we demand, of course. Jumping on now, here we see from the Los Angeles Times, column, with a single word, weird, Democrats may have found Republicans' kryptonite. What? How is this kryptonite? Again, I say, this is high school level politics because they have nothing. Here we see from Newsweek, Democrats calling Republicans weird is extremely clever. Really, man? Do you actually think that's clever? Looking at someone, pointing the finger at them and going, well, you're strange. You just look like a fucking dork. Alrighty, here from Newsweek again. Democrats' new attack line leaves MAGA Republicans seething. I have not seen a singular person fazed by this. I don't know if them saying it's kryptonite is to sell a narrative to the viewer base, or if it's to try and effectively do nothing more than huff copium, because I have quite literally seen everyone that's been greeted with this laugh the individuals putting this framework of thought out of the room. And I'm no Republican. I don't like the Democrats. I don't like the Republicans. I'm not on either side. I'm here to laugh at you all because you're a bunch of fucking lames. Alrighty, moving on now, here we see Trump is weird, Vance is creepy. Finally, the Democrats start name-calling. They've been doing this for ages. The idea that you're acting like Democrats haven't been name-calling since time immemorial is unbelievable. Even George H.W. Bush ran for the office of president claiming that he was going to be a compassionate conservative. And what does that insinuate? That conservatives do not have compassion. It's genuinely unbelievable that they could come out and say, well, Democrats are finally starting to name-call. Does anyone remember Hillary Clinton calling the entirety of the country that was willing to vote for Donald Trump or just not vote for her deplorables? Hello? Does it ring a bell? To finish it off, here we see how to deal with maggots. Ah, yes. Because what you can see here is someone wearing a MAGA hat and a swastika because that doesn't look astroturfed at all, and that doesn't look like something framed perfectly for the standard of that to be selling propaganda. Of course, I'm not stating that this isn't a real photo. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because there, of course, are people on all sides of the political spectrum that are fucking whack to all standards that you could possibly imagine. But would I be surprised if this was something that was created solely for the picture to be taken to maybe, let's say, have a narrative that you could then run with? I don't know. But as we've stated here, they've consistently been doing nothing more than levying insults and volleying rude statements towards that of conservatives and Republicans for ages, or anyone realistically to the right of Bernie Sanders. So the fact that they're coming forward and claiming that, well, it's about time that they've started name-calling, it's like they've literally been doing this for ages. They've been calling Republicans and conservatives maggots for quite some time now. But no, don't you worry. They've just now started it in the process of calling people weird. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Stay lovely, stay great. Peace out.